About 1,300 people die suddenly each day as a result of sudden cardiac death, and only 5% survive without any intervention. By implementing the chain of survival, including basic CPR and an AED, chances of survival can be increased up to 75%. This is a huge change and improves survivorship significantly in sudden cardiac death.
We have over 200 instructors that teach CPR and the use of the AED. I cannot express how important it is to know CPR and to have an AED. CPR will sustain life, but an AED will save lives. And that's why we feel it's important to get the word out to our community on how important AEDs are and how important it is to maintain the AEDs you do have.
Several years back, I had an opportunity to use an AED. My wife and I were in O'Hare Airport, and we had missed our flight. So we had to wait till the next day. We had decided to have some dinner. We had just sat down and ordered dinner, and a lady come running around the corner and said, "Is there a doctor or nurse in the restaurant?" Well, my wife's an EMT also. We both, without even saying anything, we both looked at each other and both stood up. I went and knelt down beside him, checked for a pulse, no pulse. My wife told someone from American Airlines, we actually sent them both directions to both go get AEDs. We knew they were in the airport. We didn't know the exact location. I went ahead and started CPR. An employee from American Airlines comes back with an AED. My wife Connie goes ahead and hooks the AED up. And as she turns it on, her and I both can tell that the person's in VFib. We knew that that was a shockable rhythm. So the AED analyzed and said shock indicated. I cleared, Connie cleared. We shocked the man one time and got a rhythm back. This is possible because, number one, there was an AED close by. And number two, there were people that knew how to use the AED.
I heard a noise on the other side of my cubicle wall. After a little bit of hesitation, because that's not really that uncommon, I decided I'll just take a look and see what it is. And when I looked around the edge of the wall, I saw somebody just crumpled up in a heap against the wall on the other side. Got up and went over, take a look at him and asked him if he was okay. I hollered at somebody to go get help and decided I'd pick him up, lay him down on his back, and at least treat him for shock, at least make him more comfortable. When I went to pick him up, I started to pull him in, and his legs were folded up underneath him, so I couldn't get him laid down flat. So I hollered for Wayne. Wayne's a big guy, and I knew he'd be able to help me out. So Wayne came over, and Wayne, what did you do?
I basically just grabbed his legs and started basically laying him out flat so we could figure out what was going on, and then Brad cut his backpack off.
And as Wayne was putting the backpack under his feet, I realized this guy's not moving. And so I put my ear down to his face, and he wasn't breathing. And so I just sat up and immediately started chest compressions, or CPR. When you get tired, I'll help you, or I'll take over. And I'm thinking, no, I'm macho, I can do this. But no, about 30 seconds after he said something, I realized that was a lot of work and I was going to need some help. So I said, Wayne, there you go.
And then I took over from there until the nurses showed up, and it was just a big blur after that. So it was just a big adrenaline rush, and I just thought something like this would never happen.
Well, the nurses came, getting the pads in the right place and having the confidence to do it right.
Yeah.
The confidence to just do it. And I think it does a pretty good job of being a do-it-yourself situation.
Security people knocked on our door and said that there's somebody on P2, I believe, that is unresponsive and not breathing. So Dina and I responded to the scene, and when we got there, one of the guys told us that he's not responding. I'm not sure if he has a pulse. So did a quick assessment. He's really not responding. We have the AED with us, so Dina took over and put the AED on him, and then we tried to remove his clothing as fast as we could, and we just started the procedure.
Which was kind of amazing. It was a perfect storm sort of situation, and I'll preface this by saying we just had training. We had just gone through CPR training, so it was pretty fresh, but still, when you come upon somebody that you know, I knew when I saw him that there was no life there, and to see that and realize what you have to do, but you just kick into an auto mode, and like the guy said before, it tells you exactly what to do, and it's really a no-fail thing, and it's a good thing because all I could hear was shock advised, and I had the pads on the right place. It has diagrams for you, so even though it's a blur of an adrenaline rush, there's really nothing you can do wrong if you just listen, and that's what happened. So we administered one shock, and then it monitors the heart rhythm, and actually we had tape of the EKG afterwards to see, and it was so interesting because again he was in a fatal heart rhythm, which is AFib, if any of you medical people out there know what that is, but again a perfect storm, so he needed a shock to get him to return to his normal heart function, and you could see that on tape. You could see where the guys were pumping on his chest. You could see the minutes we rested in between, and gradually his rhythm came back. So it's just an amazingly wonderful piece of equipment, and extremely poignant because it was Christmas Eve, and I just think it was a miracle. If you don't have immediate response with CPR, sometimes those are the minutes that count. And so because they were there to initiate that, I think that made all the difference. And as nurses, you know, we've responded to emergencies before, but I've never had a save. So, and that happens rarely when there's not an AED involved. When we studied CPR before, I think the save rate's very slim. You know, even if unless you're right there within 2 or 3 minutes, you know, so the AED is key to continuing, heart saving, so.
On December 24th, I came to work like every day, you know, when I came to work, I don't have any chest pain, nothing, no pain. And when I was in hospital, I was so surprised to see in the hospital. And I was asking doctor why I am in the hospital, I should be on the work, you know. And why I came in the hospital, they told me, you have a heart attack, so you are here. I saw my family and friends are surrounded. Everyone was there. I was so shocked, you know. But these people saved my life. State Farm, I am very thankful to State Farm, and these saved really my life.